things are not looking good for the Global Fight League. After announcing their first two events, the promotion abruptly cancelled both shows, sparking serious doubts about their future. According to reports from Ariel Helwani, GFL owner Darren Owen admitted they're facing financial difficulties because a key investor failed to fulfill their April obligations. Owen remains optimistic they'll find a solution, potentially moving their events to mid-June. But it's clear they're facing an uphill battle. We'll keep you updated on how this unfolds, but for now, things remain uncertain. Meanwhile, controversy surrounds Dillon Danis yet again. Despite widespread speculation, Dillon Danis insists his scheduled fight against Tony Ferguson is still happening. Rumours surfaced following the GFL cancellations, suggesting Danis's bout had been scrapped as well. But Dillon quickly jumped on social media, urging fans not to believe everything you hear, and confirming the fight is still on. Adding fuel to the fire, PFL owner Don Davis indirectly responded to the situation, reminding fans just how challenging it is to sustain a global MMA promotion. The drama continues, but Danis says he's still locked in for Ferguson. Now shifting gears to a brewing rivalry. Merab Dvalishvili says he's interested in superfights at featherweight. But there's one fighter he's not eager to face.
You're right, it's different. Like now Ilya move up, and but there is Alexander Volkanovski, First, I love him, I respect him so much, and I never want to fight him. And the second of all, I don't think, I don't think it's easy fight against him. So he's way better than me. So, but I'm like, I would like to take super fights. I don't want. I'm fine with that. If UFC needs me on there is some super fights, I would like to take it, even if I have to move up weight class.
Ahead of his clash with Paddy Pimblet, Michael Chandler revealed a rather unusual fight week tip.
Guys, it's mealtime. We got a cold 6-ounce New York strip with Romesco. And the tip on fight week that is a veteran move that a lot of people aren't willing to do is you take it cold, you dip it, and you eat it by hand. The only way you eat on fight week is to eat it by hand. Okay? You're not sitting down, you're not dining, you're not making an experience. You get the food, you dip it, nice and cold. Just came out of the refrigerator. Cold, a little bit hard, makes you feel alive. Makes you feel a little bit like an animal. Makes you feel like you're about to go inside that cage and rip someone's face off. Cold steak. God bless.
And speaking of Paddy Pimblet, let's hear what he has to say. Ahead of this weekend's big fight, Paddy Pimblet made it clear he's not feeling the pressure and believes he'll knock Chandler out cold.
No, people are going to be saying after this to stop calling me a prospect and start calling me a contender once I win. No such thing as pressure, lad. You know what I mean? What's the point in being nervous when you know you're going to win? That's the way I look at things. This is the biggest fight in my life, but it's just a fight. You know what I mean? People put too much on it and build it up too much, where for me it's just a fight. It's just a glorified sparring session. That's all it is. Feel great, you know what I mean? Never felt this good going into a fight, to be honest. Feel sharp, weight on point, best shape I've ever been in. So I know it's very cliche, everyone always says that. No, that's a fact. He's not going to try, well, unless he loses his marbles and tries to take me down. I don't think he's going to take me down. I think he knows I outmatch him on the floor. I can see this being a bit of a striking contest. And I think he thinks he's just going to wade in and knock me out. You know what I mean? He thinks because he's fought Poirier and Charles and Gagey that he didn't get knocked out by them, that he won't get knocked out by me, when I have a completely different style to them. They stood there and tried to brawl with him. You know what I mean? And I come in with a game plan. I come in to do certain things in fights, and that's what I'll do to Chandler, and I really can't see myself knocking him out. I don't know. In the past, I've never been able to stay mindful. I've just bit down on my gum shield and started swinging, but I know that his fight IQ isn't the best. It's one of his worst attributes, and I've got good fight IQ. And as I say, we've game plan for this fight. We've watched loads of tape, studied them. I don't see any way I lose unless he lands a big lucky Hail Mary shot on the chin, and I'm not gonna.
Yair Rodriguez believes beating Pitbull this weekend positions him directly for a featherweight title fight.
Thing that I talked to the UFC about as well. Maybe after this fight, having the win on Saturday, fighting for the championship is the goal, right? So I don't have anything else on mind. Obviously, that's the main focus, and I'm rooting for that. I mean, it's like super simple. This is not like a brainer. It's a no-brainer for like all the fans, for all the people out there. He's shorter than me. He has less reach. And the only thing he can do is close distance. As everybody else on the division will try to do with me, is to close distance, try to take me down, put me against the cage, and do something like that, And my strategy obviously will be the opposite, and who's able to play the strategy best during that day in the fight, that's who's going to take.
Israel Adesanya gave his UFC 314 breakdown, picking Bryce Mitchell to edge out Jean Silva due to experience.
UFC, but the fans still act like it's WWE. They pick who's goody, who's the baddie, who's the good guy, who's the heel. And right now you're in that position to just relish in it and everything else and go for the win. I'm going to go Bryce. Because of the experience. But look, I will not be surprised if John goes in there and just does work. Because Bryce, good striker, but sometimes when he's striking, he can't manage the distance properly. He starts to shoot from a distance that isn't really going to get the most success. And Jean, even from that little clip, I love the way he manages his distance. He was able to just find it. Yeah. And right now, there's a little bit of beef. It's kind of cool to see because it's going to get them heated up. But just off experience, I'm going to go Bryce because he's been in there with some of the best. And even though he's lost, it's just experience. And Bryce is no joke, man. But I won't be surprised if John takes this one out. But official bet, I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell.
Method of victory?
I'm going to go decision.
Leon Edwards is facing a rough patch, both in the octagon and online. Following his surprising fourth-round submission loss to Sean Brady, Leon completely went dark on social media, giving fans no updates, no interviews, nothing. For a fighter who previously built his reputation on resilience, famously declaring himself as Mr. Headshot after his stunning knockout of Kamaru Usman, this silence was unusual. But after weeks of radio silence, Leon finally reappeared, posting on Instagram with a simple but defiant message. Still him. Hashtag Mr. Headshot, win or learn. However, fans didn't respond as positively as Leon might have hoped. The comment section quickly filled with criticism, sarcastic remarks, and doubts about his ability to return to championship form.